Summer is just a few weeks away. You stand in front of the mirror, try on last year's swimsuit, and realize your waistline is trapped under a stubborn layer of fat. What is your very first reaction? You probably go online and type in, "How to lose belly fat fast." You start doing 200 crunches a day. You cut out carbs completely. You buy expensive weight loss teas, and you run yourself to the point of absolute exhaustion. You think the fat just beneath your skin is the worst thing ruining your summer body? It is not. The true enemy is buried deep inside: visceral fat. This is a type of fat that acts like its own independent organ, constantly pumping inflammatory chemicals directly into your bloodstream. Here is the absolute truth. Punishing workouts and extreme starvation diets are only pushing your body into survival mode. You are not losing fat. You are burning muscle, and you are crashing your entire metabolism. If my goal was to destroy that belly fat before summer, I would completely abandon blind calorie counting. Instead, I would directly target the 3 hormones that control your body's fat-burning switch: insulin, cortisol, and glucagon. Today, we are going to unpack this biological mechanism, and I will show you the exact roadmap of what I would do. Why is it that you can eat 1,500 calories and store belly fat, while someone else eats the exact same amount and stays incredibly lean? The answer is not about energy. It is about your endocrine response. As summer approaches, the intense pressure to look good quickly causes your cortisol, the stress hormone, to skyrocket. A study published in 2021 by the National Institutes of Health revealed something terrifying. Chronic high cortisol does not just slow down your metabolism by up to 15%. It actually commands your body to prioritize storing fat directly in your visceral area, wrapping around your organs as a desperate backup energy source. At the exact same time, those cold, refreshing summer fruit juices, or those rushed meals you eat on the go, are causing your insulin to spike constantly. And here is the golden rule of human biology. As long as insulin is highly present in your bloodstream, glucagon is completely locked down. Glucagon is the master key hormone responsible for unlocking your fat cells so they can be burned. You could run 10 kilometers in the heat, but your body will only burn the sugar in your blood. It will not touch a single gram of your belly fat. If you want a flat waistline before you hit the beach, you do not need to work harder. You need to work smarter with your body. The good news is, you can completely reprogram this trio of hormones through simple daily habits. Here are the 4 biological signals I would activate right now. Signal number 1. Controlling the insulin curve through nutritional sequencing. The primary goal here is simple. Stop insulin from spiking violently after you eat, and keep your body in a constant state of readiness to burn fat. Here is the fascinating biological mechanism. When you eat fiber and protein first, they create a protective gel-like mesh inside your stomach. This mesh acts as a physical barrier, drastically slowing down the absorption of glucose into your bloodstream. Because of this defense mechanism, your pancreas releases insulin slowly and steadily, rather than in one massive fat-storing flood. This completely blocks the accumulation of new visceral fat. So, how do you practice this? In every single meal, you must follow this exact order. Leafy greens and vegetables go first. Proteins and healthy fats go second. Starches and carbohydrates go last. Just this one tiny shift in the sequence of your food can significantly lower your peak insulin levels. And the best part is, you do not even have to reduce the volume of food you are eating. The immediate benefit? You will feel full for much longer, and you will completely avoid that exhausting afternoon energy crash. But consider this a strict warning. Do not fool yourself into thinking this sequence gives you a free pass to binge on refined sugars and junk food. you still need to respect your metabolic system. Signal number 2. Fasted movement or exercising in a low glucose state. The primary objective here is to give your body absolutely no choice but to use its own stored fat as its main source of energy. Let us look at the biological mechanics. After a long night of sleep, the stored sugar in your liver, known as glycogen, is at its absolute lowest point. If you activate your body right at this critical moment, you force that master fat-burning hormone, glucagon, to finally come out of hiding. Glucagon travels directly to your fat cells. It forcefully breaks down the trapped triglycerides, converting them into free fatty acids, and releases them straight into your bloodstream to be used as rocket fuel for your workout. How do you apply this? It is actually quite simple. Dedicate 20 to 30 minutes to a brisk walk, or light resistance training first thing in the morning. Do this the moment you wake up, and crucially, before you have eaten a single bite of food. The incredible benefit of this method is that it is fiercely effective at targeting that stubborn, hard-to-reach belly fat. But here is the necessary safety warning. If you suffer from low blood pressure, or you have a history of blood sugar issues, you must start very slowly. Drink a glass of plain water, mixed with a pinch of pink Himalayan salt, before you begin moving. This will keep your electrolytes perfectly balanced and prevent any morning dizziness. Signal number 3. Cooling down cortisol through biological sleep. The goal here is absolutely vital. You must turn off your body's survival mode and forcefully stop the accumulation of stress-induced belly fat. Let us break down the biology. Cortisol is naturally designed to peak in the morning to help you wake up and drop to its absolute lowest point at night. But when you stay up late scrolling through your phone, you completely shatter this natural circadian rhythm. That artificial blue light tricks your brain into thinking the sun is still up, causing cortisol to spike in the middle of the night. This unnatural late-night stress response directly causes massive insulin resistance the very next morning. So, how do we fix this? You must enforce a strict digital curfew. Turn off all blue light-emitting screens at least 60 minutes before you go to sleep. Next, drop your bedroom temperature to a cool 20 to 22 degrees Celsius. This specific cool environment is the exact trigger your body needs to flood your system with melatonin. Melatonin then clears the path for human growth hormone, which repairs your muscles and actively burns fat while you are completely unconscious. Here is a terrifying warning. Just one single night of sleep deprivation can destroy your insulin sensitivity so severely. It is the biological equivalent of eating a pure garbage diet for 6 straight months. You have to shift your mindset. Sleep is not laziness. Sleep is a mandatory part of your workout schedule. Signal number 4. The 16-8 eating window, commonly known as intermittent fasting. The ultimate purpose here is to put your heavily overworked digestive system into a state of deep rest. By doing this, you maximize the absolute time your body spends actively feeding on its own visceral fat. Let us look at the biological mechanism. When you do not consume any calories for 16 solid hours, your insulin levels drop all the way down to their absolute baseline. Without insulin patrolling the bloodstream, your body literally has no other choice. It is forced to activate a powerful process called lipolysis, which is the aggressive breakdown of trapped fat lipids to keep your organs running. So, how do you execute this strategy? You are going to skip the traditional breakfast. You will start your very first meal at 12 noon, and you will finish your final meal by 8 p.m. During your fasting window, you consume nothing but plain water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea. Now, if you feel a wave of fatigue or slight dizziness in the morning, especially since you are combining this with your fasted movement. Do exactly what we discussed earlier. Dissolve a small pinch of Himalayan pink salt into your water to instantly replenish your essential minerals. The benefits of this go far beyond just a flat stomach. This prolonged rest drastically reduces systemic inflammation and gives you razor-sharp mental focus throughout the morning. However, here is a crucial safety warning, specifically for women. Female bodies are incredibly sensitive to fasting stress. You must listen closely to your body. It is highly recommended that women start with a gentler 14-10 window to completely protect your delicate reproductive hormones. All of this biological science is completely useless if it just stays as theory. If I personally needed to strip off that belly fat before this summer, here is the exact step-by-step daily schedule I would execute. At 6:30 in the morning, I wake up. Before I look at my phone, before I do anything else, I immediately drink 500 milliliters of plain water to thoroughly rehydrate my system. By 6:45, I am outside. I do 30 minutes of brisk walking or light movement directly under the early morning sunlight. Remember signal number 2. I am doing this on a completely empty stomach to force my body to burn stored fat. The sunlight hitting my eyes also signals my brain to properly lock in my daily circadian rhythm. At 7:30, I take a cool shower. This creates a mild thermal stress that powerfully conditions the nervous system. After that, I enjoy a cup of pure black coffee, which keeps my fasting state perfectly intact and naturally suppresses my appetite. At 12 noon, the fasting window finally closes. It is time for my first meal. I am combining Signal 4 and Signal 1 right here. I start with a massive bowl of leafy green salad. Next, I eat my high-quality protein, like fish or beef. Only at the very end of the meal do I eat a small portion of complex carbohydrates, like brown rice. By 7 p.m., I am sitting down for my absolute final meal of the day. I make sure it is heavily loaded with protein and healthy fats. This guarantees my blood sugar stays perfectly flat throughout the entire night. At 9:30 in the evening, I execute signal number 3. The digital curfew begins. Every single electronic device is shut down. No exceptions. I transition into deep relaxation by reading a physical paper book or listening to some soft ambient music. Finally, by 10:30 p.m., I am fast asleep in a perfectly chilled room. Why is this specific sequence so incredibly crucial? Because it does not fight against human nature. It perfectly aligns with your biological rhythm. You spend your morning aggressively burning fat through fasted movement. You use your afternoon and evening to optimize nutrition without storing new fat. And you dedicate your night to profound recovery, allowing your entire hormonal system to completely hit the reset button. Losing that stubborn belly fat before summer should never be a brutal war of punishing your body. It is not about starving yourself, and it is certainly not about draining every ounce of your energy on the gym floor. Instead, it is about finally understanding the hidden language of your own biology. It is about learning how to strategically negotiate with insulin, how to master your cortisol, and how to unleash the dormant fat-burning power of glucagon. You have to stop fighting against your own biological evolution and start working with it. Now, listen to me carefully. You do not need to do all of these things at once. Do not overwhelm your nervous system. Tomorrow, simply try starting with a short fasted walk in the morning. And at lunch, just change the sequence of how you eat your food. Small, calculated steps create massive metabolic shifts. I want to hear your story. What is your current age? And what specific struggles have you faced with previous weight loss methods? Drop a comment down below. I personally read them, and I will give you answers grounded purely in metabolic science. If you found this scientific breakdown valuable, click on the circular channel logo right there in the corner of your screen to subscribe. Share this video with that one friend who wants to hit the beach with you this summer. I will see you in the next video, where we continue to dissect the absolute truth of human biology.